have you had to reschedule now for your shoot later in the year because of the lockdowns now?
So unfortunately, we can't shoot later on in the year because two of our main cast members are not available. One of our main cast members is moving to New York in about 3 weeks' time. So that means that we have to get this done now. So we will be getting it done now, because there is no way in hell we are refilming this film for the third time. So
Just a question I have for Jamie. How has COVID impacted you, Jamie?
Well, last year I was still studying in high school, so doing online school when COVID hit was very hard. My grades suffered, and then due to that, stress and pressure, my mental health started to get worse. And then this year, it's mainly been my mental health has really not been doing well, and just missing out on filming and now having to stressfully film everything in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, the main impact would definitely be my mental health, because schooling didn't really happen this year because I don't go to high school anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, that I know exactly what you mean. How has the production been for you? Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am enjoying it. It's really cool to be able to do this again and do it the right way. COVID has kind of made it a bit tricky. I'm a very physical person, and I love hugging my castmates after we've done a really upsetting scene. We're not able to do that, so that's been a bit frustrating, but it's really just been a really rewarding experience, especially since we started the Instagram page and have been posting little bloopers and just like behind the scenes sneak peek kind of things, and seeing everybody's reactions and getting messages saying I'm so excited to see this film. That's been really encouraging for me, and I know that a lot of the other cast feel that way. So yeah, I love being a part of it.
That's really cool. Like, and I think just for those viewers on the channel that don't know what your film's about, can you just give us a little bit of an insight, Jamie, from your perspective of the character that you're playing and what the film's about, and then we'll go to Rhiannon and get her to share a bit more.
Yep. So the film is Dear Laura. I play Laura Rhodes, and it is the sadly true story of the suicide due to bullying of a 13-year-old girl who is Laura Rhodes. And the story just follows her life starting from right before the bullying happened, and the audience gets to experience what's happened with her while it's happening. So you get to see the entire story play out, and then what happens and how unfortunately she does take her life, but then you get to see the other side of it afterwards, where people react differently, different ways, no matter how they treated her when she was alive. So yeah.
Well, I knew the story, but when you hear it again, it's like we have a lot of interviews here to do with bullying, right? Anti-bullying, and people have been bullied. Jerry Trimble is a great advocate for he's an actor here in LA. He's been in some incredible movies. He was a highly awarded stunt actor, and he's moved on from being stunt acting to acting. And he's been an advocate for young kids troubled kids. I've worked with him with the LAPD here when he's had boxing classes, as Jerry used to be a world champion back in the late 90s. I think he had one of the fastest roundhouse kicks. I've seen it. Would not like to be on the end of it. You wouldn't feel it. You just wake up later and go, what happened? So Jerry's a great guy, and I'd love to actually get him on here, and Doug will be able to organise that to have a chat to you two at some stage for another Relentless and Unstoppable series about bullying, because when someone takes their own life because of bullying, most of us don't even get that. Like we feel empathetic and sad, but we don't get it. How does someone get driven to that point that they've got to take their own life? They think there's no other. And we have another friend, Carlos. We've interviewed him. His daughter, she was only 15, same thing, like took her own life. Man, it's just a ripple effect for the whole family. And talking about ripple effect, we had Kevin Hines on, who attempted to take his own life many, many years ago, jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he travels the world speaking about this. And Matt Runnels from Australia with mindfulaustralia.org. He's lost 13 friends to suicide, and sadly, it's not a big agenda anywhere. It's very hidden. People don't like talking about it. I understand why, but that's a fact. It is. You talk to people in the industry of mental health, and they just go, it's got a stigma around it. And yes, it has. But when you start losing anyone from suicide is horrific. But when you start losing children at a young age, that's just incomprehensible. It's just terrible.